we're talking today about two women who we all know, very popular black women who have made a name for themselves across the globe. Everyone knows them. These will be household names forever, for a very long time. So when I started to look at this, I think I was just looking at Kamala Harris briefly. I was just trying to study, and then I thought, oh, let me see what's different or what's similar between herself and Michelle Obama. And first of all, one of the things I learned was they're the same age. If that information is correct, they were born in the same year. I think about 9 months apart, something like that. Both of them had careers in law as well, so started from a law degree and built that up to where they got to. And as I said, they are names that will endure forever, and it doesn't really matter about what you think about their political inclination. This is nothing to do with their politics. I'm just talking about, black women who have gone out there and made something of themselves and serve as an inspiration to others who are coming up. Now, I'm a realist, so I know that we will not all get to that point where we become household names, but I think if you can take some inspiration from the fact that these are people who had humble beginnings, lived usual, normal lives. I mean, you've got to read Michelle's book if you haven't done that by now, Becoming. You've got to read and see the humble backgrounds from which she came. And it just tells you that anything is possible. And the way I see life is you be prepared so that when the opportunity comes, if it does come, it finds you ready. So I think that's what I take from their story is, you know what, life is all about trying your best with what you have at the time, and who knows where that could take you. You never know. So I don't think when Michelle was a child, there was any part of her thinking or her parents thinking to say, we are grooming you to prepare you to be the first black first lady of the United States. There was none of that. It was just grooming her up to be the best that she could be. So I think that's what I take from them. But let's look at one after the other, and I'm just trying to see what I get from their story and the slightly different parts that their stories have taken so far. So Michelle, she humble beginnings. She had a law degree, and then she was working in a law firm, and that's where she met Barack Obama. And she had her career path mapped out. I think by the time she met him, I can picture her one of these high-flying go-getters, just smashing goals left, right, center. And then she met this man who kind of looked or was a bit more relaxed. So Barack Obama was a bit more relaxed. He got things done, but not with that pressure of everything had to be perfect. And somehow their paths collided, and yes, they did get married, and then she was still pursuing her goals while he was doing his thing, getting into politics. She was still growing in her career. But it got to the point where she then realized that, or when she then decided or knew that, okay, this guy's got something going on, there could be something. And she took that step. And again, this is valid. It's an option as a woman. She then took that step to kind of maybe take things down a bit and align with his dreams more. So in doing that, first of all, so she had children. As you know, she has 2 children, and those children, she didn't get them easily. It wasn't just a easy conception. She had to go through IVF. That's what she wanted to be. She wanted to be a mother, and she went through IVF, and she speaks very, very openly about it. It's nothing to be ashamed of, ladies. Nothing to be ashamed of. She speaks very openly about her IVF, but she wanted the kids, and then she had this life where, okay, my husband is a high-flying, he's got this career, it's probably going to take him somewhere. Now I've got these kids and I've got my career, and then how do I support the family? How do I then take a more balance things out? Let's call it that, balance things out. And some of the things she did was that she had helps who helped with the kids. Her mom was helping, but over time, you can see by her career journey that over time she started to merge closely with her husband until eventually working for him in his campaign team, and then of course trying and building out her office, the office of the First Lady, and fulfilling her dreams, her goals, and those things she wanted to do in that office. So that's the path she took, where she started from a high-flying law, city type person to eventually going more into, and I think in her book she did say she had those passions as well for social justice, for children, for girls and all of that, but she was in a different career at that time doing copyright law, I think. but that in aligning more with her husband, which her husband was working in those fields, in this community, and that kind of helped her because she already had those dreams. So she aligned more with him, and she was then able to create her office. So she was still able to fulfill her dreams as a mother, and I think she's done a good job of raising those girls. So fulfilled her dreams as a mother, as a wife, and as a woman who still had, an impact that will last forever and ever and ever. So that was Michelle. Okay, so now let's talk about Kamala. So from what I see about her so far is she had the degree in law, and she pursued her career and became a district attorney and then senate, and her career has just grown, and I think that tells me something, and it's something I think I know as well. Not everyone agrees, but sometimes a woman, you could go faster, quicker. Sometimes when you don't have all these kids and marriage and family pulling you down, I think she had a more focused career, and that's just taking her up right to where she is now. Okay, looking at her, she met her husband at the age of 49. Come on, ladies, she met her husband at the age of 49. So I see ladies in their late 20s and 30s, running from pillar to post. Come on, my people know what I'm talking about. So this part of the message will not be for everyone, but those who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. Where you run from one pastor to one mosque, down to native doctors, to voodoo, to wherever, trying to find a husband, where maybe so the way I see it is, life is a journey, right? It might well be that there is a husband on the horizon, but he is somewhere ahead. Let's say we've got a bridge, the husband is on the other side, and you're still on this side, running around, looking around and getting distracted by different messages, going even further and further and further away, and the person is on this side of the bridge. You just needed to cross, but you're running around, and one auntie and one uncle carries you, go and bring these people's names, go and bring all these men's names. We'll take the name to church, and we'll take the name to native, whatever, like crazy things women do. And I don't blame women in part. And like I said, this is for my people. We know ourselves. You know what I'm talking about. But it is that societal pressure, things that have been culturally entrenched for so many years, that a woman is nothing without marriage. That if you're not married, forget about everything else that you've done. And I think this is 2021. We need to stop saying those things. We need to stop teaching those to our daughters. Okay? So this woman, like I said, just pursued her career. She probably dated people. I'm not saying that she wasn't dating or whatever, but she didn't lose sight of her goals, and she went for it. And at 49, she got married, and the man already had kids. She's not looking for, she may be, I don't know, but as far as I know, Kamala Harris is not running around looking for the fruit of the womb, So Kamala Harris is not running around looking for the fruit of the womb and saying, I must have my own kids, fruit of the womb, that's what we call it, is it? She's not running around, running to churches and losing sight of the dream, and that's why she's where she is. A lot of us, and my people, we know ourselves. The people I'm talking to know me. A lot of us don't go very far because we feel like we need to achieve certain things, and then we ignore the things that are going well. And I'm going to go to that, so I don't want to preempt myself. But what I admire about her is that she's done her thing. She's where she is now. She met a man. This man had 2 children, and she says, oh, that's fine. Her sister as well has 2 children, I believe, and she is close to those children. So she has her nieces, she has her stepchildren. She gets that, contact with, people that she's a parental figure to, and that is okay. I don't know if she's tried other things. It's not in the public domain, but what I can see so far is there is nothing recorded of her running around looking for her own fruit of the womb. But there's nothing that indicates that before she got married at 49, she was running around, trying to find a husband. She met the man. And again, if you think about what I said before about the bridge, the man was a partner in a law firm, so doing well for himself. And they met because she had crossed that bridge as well. So if she didn't pursue her career, and if she was on the other side of the bridge running around looking for pastors and people to pray for her, and then players and people who would break her heart and use her, dump her, because I'm sure she had a bit of money. If she was doing all of that, she would not have, had that focus enough to cross to this point where she then met the man. So again, looking at two different people who had a desire for greatness, but they did it in their own terms. I think that's the point of the story, is in their own terms, And that then takes me to my next point, is there is no template. Take that to the bank. There is no template at all for success. There is no template. There is not an ideal, because some people can have it all. Many of us won't have it all. There will be aspects of your life that you would, it will be very easy. You can attain success here, there, very easily. There will be other aspects that will just not be there, and that's okay. There is no one template to this is what a woman's life, and this is what my people try to do. By the age of 20, you're done with this. By this age, you should be this. By that age, you should be there. By that age, you should be there. Tear up that template, please. There is no template. Everyone has a different path to the destination. We all have a destination. We all have our definition of success, what our success would look like. Like I said, not everyone would be on the world stage. Success for some people may just be, I've raised 3 children, I've raised them well, that is success for me, and that's valid. Success for another person would be, I got to the pinnacle of my career, or I run a Fortune 500 business, whatever. Again, that's different. But what I'm saying is there should be no template. There are no age guidelines to say at this age you must be there. If you're not there, you've missed out. No, we all have our own cycle at which things would happen to us, and we need to walk in our own, your own template is different from mine. Okay? That's fine. Then secondly, celebrate the positives about your life. Very, very important. So not everything works. So for me, for example, for some reason, relationships don't work, and I've spent years, even when I thought that I've got it all figured out, I'm fine. Sometimes your subconscious, it's still there. There's still that thing that tells you, oh gosh, you need to try harder. Maybe you're not doing something. But I think I'm at a point in my life now where I am celebrating the fact that, okay, I'm raising 2 brilliant girls, I'm doing well for myself, in this area and that area and that area. I'm happy in myself. I don't want to spend my whole life focusing on that which is not there. It's a bit like weight loss. I look at some of my pictures years ago where I was thin, and even then I was trying to lose weight. I can't even believe it. Like now, I would do anything to get into one of those bodies and just be there for the rest of my life. I was thin, but then I still remember thinking, oh gosh, I've got to lose weight, try this diet, try that diet, and I was thin. Now I'm 3 times that size. I'm praying to be that size. But you see, I didn't enjoy my figure then. I didn't enjoy my body then because I was looking at what I didn't have. Maybe looking at someone who was leaner, thinner, or whatever, and then not enjoying that stage in my 20s, And now I've got 2 kids. I'm thinking, gosh, I wish I would do anything to be in my 20-year-old body. So celebrate what's working. Don't overdwell on the things that are not working. It's what it is, as long as you're doing your best. But the things that are working should be what you celebrate more. Put those in sight and go towards those things. If you're someone who career works for you, pursue it. Keep pursuing it. Don't make yourself feel down because this other person is married though, and why can't I be? Yes, I get it. You could be. Some of us would not have it all. Some of us would have it maybe at a different time. So I'm not even 49. So I'm 37 and I'm thinking, okay, there's still hope. So again, I'm not beating myself up about it. I'm happy where I am. I'm happy with the things that I'm up to. I'm happy with the things that are working for me. So yeah, celebrate what's positive. And lastly, own your own destination. Wherever life takes you, that is your journey. It should not and will not be similar to anybody else's journey. but we'll all get there. We'll get somewhere, and wherever that is, that's my destination. Now, it's not science or anything, but I do believe that everyone who comes into the world, that's my own personal belief, that there is a list of things. There is, so the way I see it is like a bit of when you write things on paper and squeeze them up and put them in a basket and shake it, and people pick. So that's what I think, that we all pick something. It might be wrong, I don't know, but that's what I think, that we all picked something when we're coming, and that thing has everything, so everything you do and the things that drive you, your passion and your purpose and everything, would lead you towards that point. That's what I believe. It might be wrong, I know a lot of people disagree, but my journey is my own journey. It will be different from your own journey, and I'm happy with that. So some of us would be known worldwide, some of us may not be known worldwide, some will die early, some will live to very old. So it's just, again, like I said, that's my belief. That's the way I understand life. Is I've picked up something, and that thing is what's driving. That thing is what I'm walking in, and don't let anyone distract you or make you feel like this other person's template is better than your template, or that you should copy someone else's template. Just do you, and trust the process that you get to the destination, and wherever that destination is. Like for me, one thing I tell myself is, on my dying bed, on that day, if I on my dying bed play back my life and think of everything that I should have done, every idea that came to my mind, as long as I've tried them, I'll die a happy person. Whether or not I succeeded, or what success, what we define success as, it's not really the thing for me. It's if I can look back on my life and say, what, I gave it a fair shot. I think that's okay. So yeah, that's my observation about these two women. And I mean, the long story short is same destination, different paths, but each one living in her own truth. Thank you very much. Bye.